Iloilo City takes pride as the bike capital of the Philippines. And I was happy na recently nakapag-bike ako dito. I would say that my experience was generally pleasing and I definitely want to go back to explore the place more because it has so many things to offer. In this episode, we'll talk more about Iloilo and its biking culture with cycling advocates who are active in the scene in this city. We'll get to know kung bakit bike capital ang Iloilo, how can other cities learn from it, and how can the city improve. This is Lester Baviera and you're listening to Tambike Session, an Anima podcast. Kasama ko today si Sol Gadong and Oscar Nava, mga cycling advocates who can really share and discuss more about biking in Iloilo. Hi Sol and Oscar, welcome to Tambike Session.
Hi Lester.
Hi!
Hello, kamusta?
Hello sa lahat ng nakikinig.
Nasaan kayo ngayon? Ako, I'm in Manila at medyo bumabagyo dito. How about you, Oscar and Sol?
Nasa Pasig ako pero kakabalik ko lang from Iloilo.
Ako naman, nandito ako sa Iloilo. Right now, at this very moment, medyo mainit. Pero kani-kanina lang, umaambon, tapos umuulan. Medyo unpredictable yung weather dito today. Parang may bagyo dyan sa inyo, Lester, Oscar.
Meron.
Meron. Pero mukhang may errands din ako. Raincoat na ng katapat. Kailangan Iba-bike ko.
Like what Oscar said, kakagaling ko rin sa Panay. Magkasama kami ni Oscar for a work trip around Panay. Yung last stop namin was in Iloilo. Tapos nagkaroon kami ng free morning to bike around. Kasi gusto ko din ma-experience yung bike-friendly city. Yung kung bike-friendly city nga ba ang Iloilo and why it's called the bike capital. Gusto kong experience yung Esplanade, yung bike lane sa gitna ng isang avenue, and at the same time yung local scene. Punta kami sa downtown and generally pleasing yung experience ko Si Sol tsaka si Oscar, mga Ilonggo talaga yan at matagal na silang nagbabike. So gusto ko makipagkwentuhan kasi I really wanna learn more about your city. So Oscar and Sol, can you tell us, yung cycling ba sa Iloilo, parehas ba siya sa na-experience ko?
Umpisahan ko na, Os, kasi ako, I just started actually biking during the pandemic. So, nung nagsimula ako, maluwag talaga ang kalsada. And then yun na nga, nung nag-ease na yung restrictions, syempre mas lalong dumami na yung mga motorists, yung mga sasakyan, pedestrians, ganon. I've tried biking in Quezon City. Yung bago tayo mag-start, di ba, Lester, kinuwento ko sa'yo. Commonwealth Market hanggang UP Diliman. At hanggang ngayon di pa rin ako makapaniwala na ginawa ko yung extreme challenge na iyon, no? Kasi challenge. I really know Commonwealth quote-unquote Wisbuhay Avenue,
yeah,
'di ba? So pero na bike ko 'yon. We have some sort of an avenue dito sa Iloilo City. Parang sinubukan mo rin yatang mag-bike doon, 'di ba? Yung Ninoy Aquino Road.
Yeah, yung nasa gitna yung bike lane.
Yeah, tama, nasa gitna yung bike lane. So, kahit may bike lane diyan, nasusubukan kong mag-bike on the road mismo. And I feel kahit paano, no, safe enough to really use the road. So I guess if I can compare the biking scene, especially yung road infrastructure dito sa Iloilo, compared to maybe Quezon City, I can really say na it's much safer. Comparative lang ito, it's much safer here. Friendlier yung mga motorists dito relatively, kasi nasubukan kong lumabas sa bike lanes ng Quezon City. Doon ako dumaan sa batasan. Sasagasaan ka talaga ng mga drivers.
Grabe, wild yun. Wild dun sa area na yun.
Wild. Grabe talaga. So wala akong ganoong feeling dito sa Iloilo City. Generally naman talaga kasi kalmado yung mga Ilonggo. And I think to a certain extent, na-extend yon hanggang sa driving etiquette or driving tone. Although of course, hindi naman siya ganoon ka-perfect. But I'd say, yeah, relatively compared to the other places in the Philippines that I've been to, it's much safer, much nicer for me to bike in Iloilo City.
So, nagsimula ka pala this pandemic lang na maging regular cyclist, bike commuter. Eto, si Oscar, alam ko matagal na tong bike commuter, cyclist, adventure biker sa Iloilo eh. Kamusta ang ganito ba before, pre-pandemic?
Pre-pandemic. I started siguro more than a little over 10 years ago, I think. And I cycled for fitness, for maka-exercise. And then, malala ko pa yung first time ko mag-bike sa daan. Kailangan ko rin magpasama eh. Just like any other newbie. Nagpasama ako sa mga friends ko mag-bike. At first, it really did feel scary. Wala pang bike lanes noon. And nobody really talked about bike commuting or anything. And there's this general notion na, even up to now, na biking is dangerous and part of it na parang nakikidaan ka lang.
Yeah.
Nakikigamit ka lang sa road.
Nuisance sa mga cyclists.
In a way na parang, dapat dun sa tabi, huwag sa road.
So may ganong notion dati. Well, ngayon pa din naman, at least sa Metro Manila meron eh. Sa Iloilo ba may ganon pa din?
Ay, sa Iloilo may ganon pa rin. I think meron pa rin eh. Meron pa rin. Hindi pa nawawala.
Okay. So dati, Oscar, sa tingin mo yung biking ba was more difficult compared to now? Kasi you've cycled during the pandemic. Siguro mga ilang beses ka na nakabalik sa Iloilo, di ba? Nakapag-bike.
Dati, medyo wala kasing bike lane. So pero we had narrower roads before. And ngayon, maraming nag-road widening and then vehicular speed is faster. So, may ganun eh. Even sa street namin sa Iloilo, dati mas makitid yun. Few years ago, they widened the road to apparently parang fund siya for tourism. Parang ginawa siya parang tourism road or parang alternate route. So, since nila parang, you got these trucks,
speeding up,
passing through na parang, heavy residential area, speeding up.
Kumakarera sa residential area. Nakakatakot yan.
Hindi naman kumakarera, pero, it's above 30, parang 40. And then, ewan ko, may siraulong 50 siguro doon. I don't know. Pero, definitely, since nag-widen, merong kakapiranggot naman na sidewalk, but I wouldn't call it a sidewalk. Parang nawala nga ng daanan eh. So
may mga ganong factor. So ikaw, pre-pandemic, di mo naisipan mag-bike dyan sa Iloilo?
Pre-pandemic, the most biking that I did was within the barangay lang talaga. So I did have a bike before the pandemic, pero yung tipong within the within the barangay ka lang, 1 kilometer radius lang yung sinacycle mo. Kasi yun na nga hindi before the pandemic I couldn't imagine myself actually using a bike to go to the city proper or to the more traffic populated na areas. So ayun, but I've already seen noong mga 2014, 2015 maririnig mo na rin talaga yung tawag dito, yung appeal for biking ng mga tao sa Iloilo City. So I've heard about these bike festivals, may mga nakikita na rin akong fun rides, and of course, hindi rin mawawala yung mga regular bike commuters talaga sa kalsada. So from my end, parang mas yun yung stick sa memory ko where biking is concerned before the pandemic.
Well, we've also mentioned earlier about the bike lanes dyan sa Iloilo City. For me, it's wide enough. ang scenic, lalo na yung sa Esplanade. Well, technically, it's not a bike lane, pero it's exclusive for bikers and pedestrians where bikes can pass, diba? So, it's very scenic and I really felt na safe. Naalala ko yung first night ko sa Iloilo, pagtapa ko dun sa bike lane sa avenue, sa Ninoy Aquino Avenue, parang medyo kinilig ako na parang, uy, meron gantong bike lane, nakakatuwa naman. Na nasa gitna ng isang highway.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it can be improved though. Parang it can still be improved. What can you say about this bike lanes? Kayo as Ilonggos.
Personally, so I guess yung nadaanan ni Lester, nadaanan mo Les doon nga sa ano no, doon nga sa mas tinatawag naming diversion road 'yan eh. Yan yung old name niyan. So, ano talaga siya, bike lanes talaga siya. Um it's wonderful to have something like that, no, spanning from one important section of the city going to almost the ano na yung first town na talaga nakatabi ng Iloilo City. So dahil nga highway of sorts itong diversion road, medyo mabibilis, nasa 60 ang maximum speed limit dito, and alam naman natin na kapag ganyan yung speed limit ay nag-go over dyan madalas yung mga motorists. So it's wonderful to have this bike lane na pwede mong gawin talagang tawag nito, daanan for transport or just yung mabalik-balikan mo lang na for exercise. At of course, no one can complain about the Esplanade bike lanes. I mean, nowhere else in the country do you have that stretch of land na pwedeng magbike tapos scenic pa yung routes. But you'll have to also experience yung bike lanes na yung pseudo bike lanes kung tawagin natin, yung paint lang talaga siya, no? So pag sa ganoong aspect na, medyo sobrang daming pwedeng ma-improve noon. Nakwento ko kanina na kapag bike ako sa Commonwealth, kahit Buhay Avenue siya, kahit paano protected yung bike lane. You have bollards separating yung bike lane from the road. Dito in the likes of General Luna Street, no, pintura lang talaga siya. So halubilo ka talaga, makikihalo ka talaga sa mga four-wheeled vehicles and sa mga motorcycles. So I've heard the local government say that they are looking into establishing more protected bike lanes in the city, and I really hope na that will come into fruition, no? And bukod pa nga sa protected bike lanes, sana connected. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng isang area lang yung bonggang-bongga yung bike lanes. You'll have to get from your residence to another place, and dapat sana from the residential places hanggang sa places of work or places of schooling, may mga ganoong connected bike lanes sana. So malaki pa masyado yung room for improvement ng bike lanes dito sa Iloilo.
Oh, totoo yan eh. When I was going around sa city nyo, napansin ko na the major, yung roads na nakikita ko sa online, sa press, are very beautiful. Pero pagdating na sa, let's say, sa less popular area for tourists, I guess, or sa downtown area, parang hindi ko nakita na merong bike lanes. Hindi ko napansin na merong certain area that would protect me as a cyclist. But well, ako season cyclist naman ako at sanay na sanay ako dito sa Metro Manila na walang bike lane yung kalsada or pintura yung kalsada. So I didn't mind. Parang mas ine-enjoy ko na nakikita ko yung local scenes. Pero napansin ko nga na medyo on those parts na madami ding nagbabike, medyo hindi nga protected yung mga space for cyclists. O how about you, Oscar?
Generally, sobrang nakakatuwa yung yung mga ginawa, like yung lalo na yung sa Diversion Road and yung Esplanade, sobrang nakakatuwa talaga. And you know, when you have something like that, it really encourages you, whether for cycling or for recreation. It gets you on, on your bike. Parang, kung nandun ako sa Iloilo, magiging, sure yun, magiging routine ko yan every afternoon. I'd definitely take a spin, on the Esplanade. Nakakagana eh. Tapos, hindi mo na-experience nung nag-ride tayo. Pero, the
I
sunset along the
Sayang.
Esplanade, napakaganda. Lalo pag yung pulang-pula, talagang kita mo sa river, tapos yung reflection ng mga mangroves, tsaka yung, wow, parang makikita mo yung sky sa tubig, yung ganun, tapos sobrang kalmado ng tubig and all that. Parang, ayun, pang Instagram.
Yeah, during my visit, Sol, alam mo, yung sunset na na-experience ko sa Iloilo was inside the taxi papuntang airport. Tapos stuck pa kami sa
Oh,
traffic. So sabi ko, ano ba naman to? Ang malas ko naman. Hindi ko man lang na-experience yung sunset sa Esplanade. Kasi when we arrive, umuulan nun eh. So wala ring sunset during that time. So sabi ko, sayang.
sayang. Ibig sabihin niya na balik ka daw, sabi ng Iloilo
Oo,
gods.
Kaya mo bumalik.
tama.
Para ma-experience mo yun.
Pero Oscar, like what I was trying to ask earlier, nung lumabas na tayo dito sa mga, beautiful bike lanes, beautiful segregated bike lanes, what do you feel as a local, yung dumating tayo dun sa Fort San Pedro, tapos papunta sa downtown, di
Oo.
ba? Medyo yun eh, walang bike lane dun eh, or kung meron man, paint nga lang.
Walang bike
Yeah, what can
lane.
you say about it? Nung nag-bike tayo last.
Kahit naman dati, kahit wala yung mga bike lane, so marami naman talaga nagbabike. And generally, respectful naman yung mga drivers, especially kung medyo narrow yung roads. Hindi sila nakakabilis. Mas may patience sila. Mas may patience sila eh. Sa Facebook group namin ni Sol, it's called Iloilo Bike Lanes. General comment is minsan may mga right hooks and
Mga nakapark.
may mga may nakapark, may mga punishment passes, it's
Punishment passes?
yung nang pipina.
Okay. Akala ko may passes like binibigyan kayo ng ticket or something.
Sorry, punishment pass. Tawag yun.
Gets.
Yung nang pipina. Punishment pass. Sorry. Yun. So parang typical naman kahit saan. Na-experience natin. First hand. We were trying to make a left turn. Pumunta tayo sa gitna ng daan. We were trying to make a left turn and then may bumusinang nakamotorsiklo.
Oo, nagalit sa amin. Oo. Tas yung,
So instead,
yung passenger nilingon pa kaming ganyan. Parang, I don't know if she was mad or something.
instead of, slowing down, and just let us pass, bumusina pa talaga. So merong parang, aggression ba yun?
Yeah, may
Terrible
yung
that you had to
aggressive.
experience that.
Pero Sol, meron pa kami isang
Also,
mas malalang experience. Yung
mas malala.
yung nagbabay kami sa
Mas-
isang road na walang bike lane. Tapos may isang security personnel who was escorting these private vehicles. Sinigawan niya kami saying, "Bikers, one lane lang." He was so mad. As in, sobrang paulit-ulit. "Bikers, one lane lang. Bikers, one lane lang." So parang yung iniisip ko, oh no, bakit masyadong hostile naman to sa amin? It's as if nasa gitna kami ng kalsada. It's just nasa gilid pa kami.
Nasa gilid kami and they're trying to speed through a very narrow road.
Napaka problematic ng ganyan kasi if you notice even from cyclists mismo dito sa Iloilo may ganyang mentality din. You'll often see when people bike here, especially yung those who really bike for recreation, may ganoong animosity towards those who bike two abreast, no, yung side by side. So kahit during may mga fun rides nga may mga fun rides na parang mas ine-emphasize na dapat single file lang, yung mga ganyang bagay. I think isa sa mga bagay talaga na kailangang i-improve everywhere, no? Everywhere in the country, but especially in a place that prides itself as the bike capital of the Philippines. Itong mentality na we deserve to pass on the road also. Kaya deserve nating dumaan
Yeah.
sa kalsada, no? Hindi tayo sana pang dapat marginalize, literally marginalized tayo sa gilid ng kalsada. So kaya nga kaya ang sipag ni Oscar sa Facebook group, palaging nagpo-post 'yan ng mga educational posts. It really has to begin with a change in mindset talaga.
Hindi na ako yung masipag, pati si Sol din masipag. Sa kanyang page. It's called Iloilo Bike Ed. Iloilo Bike Ed for road safety.
Yan, totoo, kailangan natin yan, bike education for safety talaga. And at the same time, kailangan din talaga nila malaman na yung mga bikers, yung mga cyclists, we have a right to the road. Na hindi nyo kami basta-basta ang kailangan i-harass. Kasi at the same time, tao din naman kami na kailangan din naman namin mag-travel ng safe and fast, 'di ba? So, you can always overtake naman, pero in a very nice, decent way, 'di ba?
Hindi basta-basta ma-carsplain. Ayaw natin ng carsplaining and it happens a lot.
Minsan ano pa namin, yung nakaka-argue namin ni Oscar mismo yung local din, no, traffic agency dito sa Iloilo. Kasi minsan kahit na yung transport agency mismo may pagka car centric yung framework. So kapag mahirap kasi kapag kapag policy implementing body yung may ganyang klaseng framework, apektado lahat ng road users. So just imagine when that agency tells you na you should avoid or you should never pass, or pedestrians should never be on the road na dinadaanan ng vehicles. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? Paano ka tatawid? For example, kasi dinadaanan niya ng vehicle. So, you really see na it has to start from our local, well, of course, national agencies dapat talaga sana, no? But yeah, kasi nga local dito sa Iloilo, it really has to start with these local agencies. Kasi otherwise kasi kapag agency na yung nagsabi, government agency na yung nagsabi na walang karapatan yung pedestrians and bike users sa kalsada, yun na yun din ang iisipin ng mga tao.
I think people have to recognize, even the implementing agencies, especially the traffic enforcers, na yung mga cyclists, they are not just leisure riders, hindi lang sila pumapasal. It's also a form of transportation na kailangan nilang or ginagamit nila para makapag-travel from one place to another. Maraming bike to work na cyclist, merong mga cyclist na nagbabike for errands na hindi lang pasarap or papasyal yung ginagawa.
At kung nagmamadali sila, nagmamadali rin kami, di ba? Nagmamadali rin yung mga nagbabike. Pero yun na nga, we have to exert extra effort to get from point A to point B. So, lagi kong sinasabi every chance I get, sana yung mentality ay isipin mo yung mas more vulnerable than you, yung mas mahina kesa sa'yo sa kalsada. Kasi kapag ganyan yung mentality, di dapat hindi ka na-adjit sa mga pedestrians at saka bike users. Kasi di ba ikaw nasa sasakyan ka, minsan may aircon pa, di ba? Yung pedestrian naglalakad, yung bike user pumapadyak. So yun lang, isipin lang sana yung more vulnerable.
Sa Iloilo ba, ano ba yung klase ng cycling na present
Actually, si Sol yung mas makakasagot kasi recently nag-bike count sila.
Right.
Nag-bike count kayo sa
and,
Iloilo. Wow.
Yeah,
How was it?
Kamusta? That was really an eye-opening experience. Kasi prior to that bike count, I would have said na most of the bike users here in Iloilo or Iloilo City are really the leisure riders. These are I think if I'm not mistaken, we have over 200 biking groups. Ano lang yan Iloilo province lang yan. That's a lot. And incidentally, more than a handful of these biking groups are exclusive to women. So that's very telling of the biking community here. So yun na nga, akala ko rin mas leisure riders yung mga nandito sa Iloilo. But when we did the bike count, dahil nga yung bike count ay from 6 to 8 a.m. and 4 to 6 p.m., uwian talaga yan ng mga tao at papasok sa opisina. Napakaraming bike commuters pala sa Iloilo City. Kasi sa city lang yung bike count namin. Sobra, nasa thousands, 6,000 mahigit, no? Yung
wow,
lang,
ang laki nun.
yes. Marami talagang na bilang during that bike count. So, hindi pa yan buong araw and these are really people who are trying to, get from their places of residence to their workplaces. So, parang myth na leisure riders lang yung mga nagbabike dito sa Iloilo. Maraming bike commuters dito talaga.
Nung nag-bike kami ni Oscar, napansin ko din, it was a Saturday morning. So, I was assuming na konti lang yung open na office. It's a weekend, konti lang yung may trabaho. Pero ang dami talagang nagbabike. Ganyan na ba dati sa Iloilo City?
Hindi ko talaga pinansin Pero ever since naman, may mga nagbabike talaga, nagbabike commute. Pero hindi lang talaga ako conscious na, I didn't label it as bike commuting. It's just, me getting to one place to another and mga employees ng dad ko or, may sarili silang mga bike. So I guess, hindi rin kasi lahat convenient yung public transport. So that's the time yung mga bikes lumalabas or yung area na yun maraming nagbibisikleta, walang jeep. Ever since naman talaga maraming nagbabike.
At saka meron tayong ever since merong marami-rami yung bike shops dito sa Iloilo. And I think that's an indication of people being interested in biking. Kasi dun sa hilera ng isang street, for example, dun sa may bandang Isnart, 'di ba? You have a number of bike shops there. Tapos dun sa parang Mabini na street, may bike shops din 'yon. And ako I think indicative 'yon na buhay yung biking culture even before the pandemic happened dito sa Iloilo.
Ako as a tourist, an outsider, I'm really amazed with what's happening with Iloilo. From someone na nakikita ko lang online to actually cycling it, sobrang happy ko talaga na nag-bike ako doon. When di ako aware at least nung nag-bike kami, ang alam ko lang hindi kami pinayagan mag-bike sa Muelloni at saka sa isang plaza. Sa Muelle. How do you pronounce it?
Mulye.
Kung Ilonggo ka, Mulye.
Muelloni.
Mulye, yeah.
Kung Spanish, Muelle.
Muelloni.
Loni naman apelido ng isang British. Loni.
Okay.
So, yun.
I see. Okay.
So, dati, nung hindi pa super developed yung esplanades, pwedeng dumaan yung bikes. So, open siya for bikes and pedestrians. Pero nung naging mas developed na siya, at mas marami ng pedestrians na dumadayo doon, very ano siya, very popular siya for Zumba sessions, for joggers, mga nag-exercise doon. Parang ginawa itong excuse para iban yung bike users from Esplanades 1 and 2. So, kung appreciation lang, ay yan na nga, pinag-aawayan ng users yan. So, yeah, the locals really enjoy the presence of the Esplanades. And I think kahit na sinong Ilonggo, kapag may bumisitang turista, no, at alam ng Ilonggo na nagbabike yung turista kahit hindi pa nga dadalhin talaga sa Esplanades, no, whether for biking or for walking or for sunset or sunrise watching, hit na hit yung Esplanade kahit sa locals.
Pero napansin ko yung Esplanade, it's a very convenient way to go to places na hindi mo kailangan makipagsabayan sa mga sasakyan. And I think, Oscar, tama ba? You were telling me na may na ginagawang shortcut ng mga cyclist or naka-cut short yung mga trips ng ibang cyclist pag sa Esplanade sila dumadaan.
So parang yung city was built around the river. So it'll take you from uptown to downtown. Parang exactly direct, pero convenient na route moving around the city.
Naalala mo, Os, nung kasagsagan ng pandemic, tapos sinara yung Esplanade.
Sinara.
Oo, I think
lahat, as in lahat?
Yes. Pinagbawal
Yeah.
yung pagdaan doon.
Oh no.
I think the way the LGU,
bakit?
inimagine kasi nila na park siya. So kasi nga maraming tumatambay doon, they wanted to prevent people from spending
crowding,
prolonged periods of time doon. And nagkaroon talaga ng ingay sa social media. Bike users and pedestrians really they bonded together para mag-ingay na buksan yung Esplanade kasi nga it didn't make sense to close that place kasi nga yun na nga it connects a lot of districts to one another. So eventually hindi rin nagtagal yung pag-close na yon, binuksan yung Esplanades for bike users and for pedestrians para makadaan.
At daanan siya, no? Yeah,
kasi daanan siya. Yes.
Buti hindi ba nagselos yung mga motorista dyan, mga motorbikes na bakit bikes nakakadaan, nakaka-shortcut kami hindi, yung mga kotse, di ba? Kung shortcut siya na daan, meron bang ganon?
Shortcut din yung mga motorbikes, ha?
Pero exceptions to the rule. Bawal sila doon.
Kasi delikado, di ba? Mas delikado.
Shortcut yung iba, may mga pasaway. Oo, may mga pasaway.
Kotse wala naman.
Meron minsan, pero apparently naging viral yun. Apparently, parang yung anak ata ng contractor yung
nag-photoshoot doon.
Tapos nag-drone shot pa siya. Prada dinaan niya yung kotse doon.
For the gram pala to. For the Instagram.
For the gram siya, for the gram.
For the gram, nag-shoot ng music video. Whatever.
Nakakabaliw.
Kahit yung main bike lane sa diversion road, meron minsang nagpapark doon na kotse. Bike, obvious na bawang.
Bakit ginagawang favorite nilang gawing parking lot yung bike lane no?
Meron pa, nagtakat ng meron sinasalakay. Anong salakay sana?
Salakay.
Shortcut. Sinasalakay yung bike lane para maka-shortcut. Siguro lasing, isang Ford Raptor recently and walang accountability.
Pero rare occurrences naman itong mga ito. Hindi naman sila regular.
And so what you said earlier, which amazed me as well, is yung involvement ng community, ng locals, and the response of those people who should take action on this. Parang ang bilis din nung nung response lagi. And parang nakikinig. Tama ba? Parang nakikinig sila kapag merong someone na nag-express ng concern nila. Parang do they really listen? And do they really act fast on these problems?
I think dito
Ah,
pumapasok din yung culture. A lot of people think na yun na nga no, only a handful of people are responsible for how the bike culture in Iloilo prospered. But I think it's really a cultural thing. So kapag yung Ilonggo kasi balat sibuyas, we cannot stand yung pag may pumupuna sa amin, you really have to do it very very gently kasi madali kaming magdamdam talaga, as in
Oh
very
no.
recently. Yeah, very recently ko rin lang na realize yan na balat sibuyas yung Ilonggo. So kapag nagki-criticize din yung Ilonggo, alam mo yun, yung dadaanin ka rin sa pahagod na criticism, hindi kami on your face, no? So kaya rin siguro, when the local officials hear these criticisms, a lot of them really try to act quickly din naman, or they try to act fast din naman kasi I have a feeling na yun na nga, it's a cultural thing for Ilonggos not being able to really stand being criticized in public for a long period of time. So isa rin 'yan, no? Sa ano. Tapos may sinabi si Oscar kanina na Facebook page. Maswerte rin kami kasi yung members ng transport agency, nasa members din ng Facebook group na yon. And natatag namin natatag namin sila kapag may mga complaints. 'Di ba, Os?
What's the name again of the Facebook group?
Iloilo bike lanes are for bicycles.
Oh, I see. Tapos I think member din ako dyan. At nakikita ko
Nandiyan.
nga na, and I think that nakikita ko nga na once na merong post ng complaint nila, there will be a response. It doesn't necessarily mean na pagbibigyan yung complaint, pero there will be a conversation afterwards. I think dapat matuto yung madaming LGUs around the Philippines or even the national government sa ganyang klase ng relationship ng citizens and those people who are who has a power to change. Hindi lang government din, maski private sector, like in that case yung hospital, 'di ba? Yung workplace na na open for conversations, open for change, 'di ba? Ang ganda noon, maganda 'yun. And I think hindi lang to biking, 'di ba?
Yeah. Hindi rin naman kasi perfect. Yan siguro yung if anything, no, yan yung gusto namin ding i-emphasize. Hindi naman perfect yung bike infra and transport policies dito sa Iloilo. Pero pwede kaming magreklamo kasi kahit online pa, pwede kaming magingay. That in itself speaks a lot, no, about how the local officials treat us. I mean, if social media for us is still a safe space to voice out our sentiments without fearing for our lives, then ibig sabihin hindi ano bang term diyan, Os? Hindi vengeful yung aming mga local officials dito kasi pwede kaming magreklamo. Pwede kami talagang magreklamo.
And may patience sila sa atin, isipin mo. Wagas yung reklamo doon. And araw-araw yan.
Araw-araw.
Oo, araw-araw yan.
Totoo.
Kinakausap pa rin tayo.
Actually, sa totoo lang, based on experience and the reports that we've been reading, 'di ba, yung mga ibang tao, well, in different places, na pag nagrereklamo sila, hinuhuli o nire-repress, nawawalan ng trabaho, which is sad for a democratic country, 'di ba, na wala ka na bang pwedeng say when it comes to policies, when it comes to your living environment.
Pero may moderation din nangyayari. Pwedeng magreklamo, pero kailangan respectful ka pa rin.
Well, yeah. And I guess Ilonggos in general naman are very respectful. Wala pa akong kilalang Ilonggo na bastos.
Oo.
Well, ako
Ay, hindi ka
ako
pa.
Siguro meron.
Meron yan, meron.
Hindi pa ako masyadong explored.
Kailangan
It also
respectful.
helps, Lester, na doon sa group mismo, sa Facebook group mismo, may tita. May tita talaga na nagre-remind na, ayan, medyo bawal ad hominem dito, bawal yung name calling dito. Pwede tayong kung reklamo lang, napakarami ng reklamo namin. Pero dun sa Facebook group talaga ni Oscar, we do not tolerate name calling and ad hominems. So kapag ganyan,
Ang ganda.
wina-warningan talaga. Oo. Saka sila na rin yung
Ang ganda.
ayaw na rin nila doon sa Bahala sila kung umalis sila sa Facebook group basta hindi talaga it's not going to fly with us.
Yeah, gusto ko yung tita na nagko-control ng mga
Bawal yan.
tao. Yes. Well, you've mentioned na hindi naman perfect talaga yung cycling in Iloilo. And at the same time, ako, di ba? Kami ni Oscar, yung short cycling trip namin during that Saturday morning, merong ding mga problems kaming na-encounter. Ikaw, Sol, everyday, nagbabike ka or regular kang nagbabike sa Iloilo, you've noticed so many things. Si Oscar has been biking in Iloilo for a very long time and every time he visits, may dala siyang bisikleta. And Iloilo is still far from the Netherlands. Sabi nga, aminado even the locals na nakausap namin, there are still rowdy drivers, difficult bike parking places in the areas. And you've mentioned other problems na pwede pang i-improve ng city ninyo. Pero sa tingin nyo kayo, ano yung sa tingin nyo pwedeng matutunan namin ng Metro Manila, ng other provinces from your city, from Iloilo? Yung something na kayo as a local, parang proud kayo.
Unahin ko si Oscar.
Yung number one na matutunan nyo na from Iloilo, merong genuine na effort yung syudad para ma-uplift yung quality of life ng mga tao. As in, genuine talaga. Whether hindi kami same page with them when it comes to, bike laning and all that. Pero, nandun yung puso eh. From fixing all the park. Hindi lang yung bike lanes, hindi lang yung esplanade, pati yung mga parks sinaayos, all these museums sinaayos, yung meron pang Iloilo beautification project, tanim ng puno kahit saan, puno, ornamentals, parang all those things add up, and Iloilo is a nice place to live in, to be in.
Yeah, that's true eh. I remember 8 years ago when I first, or 8 or 9 years ago when I first visited Iloilo, nasabi ko talaga sa sarili ko na I want to retire in this place. Kahit yung probinsya ko talaga is Aklan and Quezon Province. Sabi ko, gusto ko mag-retire dito sa Iloilo kasi it's very nice. Sobrang ang lapit lang ng mga lugar like yung beach, bundok, yung urban areas are very near each other. And I guess and the people are really pleasing, may masarap na pagkain. So sabi ko, 8 years, 9 years ago na I want to retire in Iloilo. And nitong kakabalik ko, I think it's still the same na parang, uy, gusto ko mag-retire dito sa place na to. Ang ganda talaga. It's very livable.
Yeah, tama si Oscar. I think the local government really takes pride din with with the positive changes na naidulot nila sa mga tao dito. So hindi rin kasi kahit siguro gaano pa kadami yung bike users dito sa Iloilo, if the local government does not provide the infrastructure or does not provide, does not implement bike-friendly policies, mahihirapan din. Hindi magpo-prosper ng ganito yung bike culture dito. So I really believe na mayroong, kahit hindi siya always obvious, um, up to a certain level, may uh, communication, may lines of communication between the people, the advocates, the local agencies, up to the local government talaga. No? So, dahil nga may lines of communication, kasi maliit lang kasi ang Iloilo City, I think that also works for us. No? Tumbling ka ng kaunti, ano na, pinsan na ng katrabaho mo, o katrabaho na ng pamangkin mo yung makikita mo. So it's a relatively small city, and balik tayo doon sa culture na yung pagiging yung positive effect ng pagiging balat sibuyas. We cannot stand being criticized for the bad things that we do. So siguro isa din 'yun sa mga rason na we do well. So sana yung ibang ano din, no, ibang LGUs din in the country, isipin din nila kung how their constituents think of them. Masaya ba yung constituents nila sa pinaggagawa nila? Kasi that will just, everything will just follow through. Kasi kapag hindi masaya yung constituents at okay ka sa pagiging ganoon, wala talagang patutunguhan yung lugar. But if the lines of communication are open, and yun na nga, sabi ni Oscar, genuine yung intent to provide good quality of life for the people, malaki yung ano ba yung itsura ng Iloilo dati, Oscar, 'di ba? Hindi naman ganito. So but yun na nga, basta may genuine intentions of providing a good quality of life for the people, malaki yung magagawa talaga.
Well, you mentioned about cycling advocacy. Kamusta yung cycling advocacy dyan sa Iloilo bilang kayo ay yung dalawa sa mga active advocates ng biking sa city?
The fact na you think Oscar and I are, bongga na advocates for biking is really an indication also of how vibrant the biking advocacy is in here. Kasi kami nga, yun na nga, kami ni Oscar, maingay lang kami sa social media. You can, so just imagine how much kung gaano pa ka-hardworking yung mga advocates on the ground talaga. Sabi ko kanina, di ba, 200 biking groups. Hindi naman yan nire-require dito sa Iloilo na magka-biking group ka para mag-bike. But, di ba? But people are organizing, friends, relatives, strangers, to form a biking group. Halos every week, and may rides dito, no? Hindi yan sanctioned by the LGU, pero may mga nangyayaring rides. Tapos ano pa, yung artists dito sa Iloilo, a lot of them also ride their bikes. So nagpe-permeate kahit sa art and literature ng city yung bike culture. Last year, we came out with a book that contained the narratives of 19 Ilongga cyclists. So,
it's a
yung
book
pangalan,
by women.
Yeah, it's a book by women, Ilongga Bicycle Diaries. Kung ganoon kadami yung kwento ng mga kababaihan na nagbibisikleta dito, just imagine how many more yung mga kabataan at mga kalalakihan na nagbibisikleta dito sa Iloilo. So, yun, nagpe-permeate talaga kasi siya. At yun na nga, maingay lang kami ni Oscar, napakadami pa ng tahimik lang na nagtatrabaho on the ground for bike advocacy dito sa Iloilo. Di ba, Os?
Yes, may mga chat groups kami na parang backdoor access. Uy, pakitulong naman doon, pakiano naman doon. So, maingay kami sa Facebook pero may mga kinakausap din kami na talagang really doing the hard work.
Okay, eto last question ka na kasi gusto ko talagang bumalik, and some of our followers from First Bike Ride, nagme-message sila na gusto din nila mag-bike sa Iloilo. Any tips na pwede niyong sabihin sa mga turista and visitors would like to bike in the bike capital of the Philippines? Oscar, Sol?
Bitin ng one day para ikutin.
Bitin, sobrang bitin.
Lalo yung half
Kulang.
day. Sobrrang bitin. Kahit ako nabitin. Bitin ikutin yung mga Esplanade in one day. As in, sayang naman.
Totoo.
Bitin talaga. Hindi ka nga nakarating ng Plaza Molo eh.
Oo nga, hindi pa ako nakarating din ng Esplanade 1 and 2, or hindi ko alam na bawal pala doon.
Oo, pati.
Pero Oscar, ikaw, from Metro Manila, would you suggest them bringing their bikes?
Maganda, mas convenient kung may sarili kang dala na bike, pero meron namang pagrerentahan eh.
Nag-rent lang din kami ng bike when we were there. Ikaw, Sol, ano ang mga tips or advice mo para sa mga visitors who'd like to visit the bike capital?
Oo, pag magbabike kayo dito sa Iloilo, yun na nga, you don't need to bring your bikes. There are bike rental places here na napaka-reasonable ng price. Kung may kilala kayo dito, you can always ask them. People are willing to lend you their bikes. Go beyond the esplanades, no? Kung kaya ng oras, go to the first towns, Oton, Leganes, Pavia, San Miguel. Ito yung mga first towns right after the city para mas scenic yung views na makikita nyo. You'll realize na much safer naman siya compared to the heavy streets of Manila. Use your bike to visit, the museums, the churches, and the famous food spots dito sa Iloilo. In other words, i-combine nyo na yung pag-e-explore talaga ng city, no? Yung pagkain niya, yung culture niya, yung mga tao niya. Use your bike to do all those things here in Iloilo para swak na swak, saktong-sakto yung pag-enjoy nyo sa stay nyo dito.
At maglaan ng araw. Bitin ang half day.
Bitin yung isang araw.
Okay. Last suggestion din, bike to eat. Maraming kainan eh. Maraming kainan. Don't forget the coffee. Maraming masarap na coffee shops.
Sa Iloilo.
Sa Iloilo.
Okay. Sol and Oscar, maraming salamat for letting us know about your beautiful city, about Iloilo, the bike capital of the Philippines. Sana yung mga listeners natin, madaming natutunan at ma-inspire na mag-travel at mag-bike sa Iloilo City. And again, Oscar and Sol, thank you very, very much for accepting my invitation to be here sa Tambike Session Podcast. And sana sa lahat na nakikinig ngayon, magkita-kita ulit tayo sa susunod na Tambike Session.